Okay, sign a vet wide receiver or keep what we have. I say keep what we have. I really do. I really do. I really do. I made a short about Stephon Diggs. You should go watch. It's a pretty good short. Kind of entertaining, like a short 30 seconds of Stephon Diggs and all of his drama. So I say keep what we have, and here's why. The best person you're going to get right now in the open market is Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, even at his best, comes with too much drama. He just does, right? He got past one drama, but there's another one already looming. He's got one girlfriend drama with Cardi B. There's another one, blah, blah, blah. So given that the best option is that, I say keep what we have because you know what, guys? I think what we have isn't that bad. I don't think Jack Bash is going to be a bad player. I think Jack Bash is going to be a very good heavy slot receiver for those heavy packages, right? Jack Bash wide out in the out, and then you got Myers, and then you got Mayer, Genty, boom, big package, right? We're talking 13 package. If you want to make it quite clear that it's going to be a run, set up a 13 package with Bash playing the out receiver, and then you can still audible out of those positions into a pass. Yeah, that works. Put Bash and Thornton on one or the other side, and then trade Tucker in the middle as a small slot. That works. When you look at it, we have enough tools, enough things in place that we don't need to go after somebody like Stephon Diggs or someone that's going to cost money. That's my thoughts on that. I hope Thornton Jr. steps up this year. Yes, I do too. I think he needs to put on a bit more muscle. I would like to see a bit more muscle. And I think he should be able to do that by the second year. Because remember, first year NFL, here's the things that people may not necessarily know about about football in general. First year NFL is a lot of players from the first to second year. A lot of players do gain weight. Generally speaking, nutrition is better. They just have more resources, generally speaking, when they get to the NFL, especially for those who get picked in the later rounds. They get more resources to just be able to do more upkeep of their body. So within the first 2-3 years, players do get bigger. Also, even Jack Bash, we just saw a report on Jack Bash that he's gotten bigger too. And I'm also hoping it also happens to Dante Thornton, that he puts on a little bit more muscle so he can kind of muscle out cornerbacks a little bit better. Because I felt like that's kind of one of the weaknesses of his game. He is fast, but relying entirely on speed may not work that well. If you have that skinny frame, it might be helpful to put on a little bit more muscle. The thing with speedy guys is you need to teach them how to also use their body for spacing, because they think the speed is going to equal the spacing, and rarely would that translate into a really good receiver. At most, it would just translate into a deep threat receiver. And I am going to come out and say that I believe Thornton was picked because they believe he could be more than just a deep threat receiver, right? I'm gonna say that I believe the goal wasn't to just make him a deep threat. Okay. Hands and a little more, perfect. You actually perfectly said it. Hands and being a little more physical. Yeah. So that's what I want from Thornton. Jack Bash is the physical already. And that's why, again, I think Jack Bash is going to have a breakout year because he's already got that. The problem with Jack Bash season 1 was, okay, the problem with Jack Bash season 1, people will say it was Pete Carroll not starting rookies. And yeah, I'm willing to take that. And the looks now is that Jack Bash is bigger and he seems much more physical and he seems quite ready to go. So I predict that Jack Bash is going to have a breakout year. Again, another reason why we don't need to sign another tight end. I just think every tool that we have in-house is already there. And Trey Tucker really is good. I think on Trey Tucker, the hope is that he can be a JSN light. Maybe not full JSN, but at least a JSN light that I think we should go big with what we have. Just need to play just need to play all those guys. And when you're talking about Trey Tucker, JSN light is what Kubiak wants in that particular position, Maybe it becomes actual JSN level quality. We don't know yet, but keep in mind that Kubiak is really good at skimming up those underneath routes for JSN. He had him the past year, and it made him into a superstar in 1 year. Kubiak is that good. So if he's keeping Trey Tucker, it must mean that he sees the same level of ability in Trey Tucker. And when it comes to speed, yes, Trey Tucker has got that, right? Maybe route running is not quite as polished, but again, Trey Tucker is also still a young receiver. We underused Tucker since, we've underused him since he's been here because all of our coaching staff that we've had since he's been here seemed incapable of kind of just scheming him up. Who else are we forgetting in there? Malachi Benson. Again, he's a rookie, but he's a rookie that's coming into a group that's really young. Dude, do you know how crazy it is to me that I tell people, you have any idea how young the Raiders team is? We are a young team, and we're young in the most critical areas of football. We're young in the skill positions. Quarterback is a rookie. Running back is 2 years. We've got 2 tight ends. We might not keep both of them. We might let go of Mayer. But we've got 2 tight ends who are on their second and third year. The Raiders team is a pretty young team, and even on defense, our oldest player, I think, is Adam Butler. I think our oldest player on defense is Adam Butler. We're just a really young team, which means this team is going to get better in the next 3 to 5 years. There's a reason why everyone was getting 3-year contracts. In the next 3 years, we need to find the superstars. Keep in mind, everyone is young. Guess what starts to come up in the next 3 years? Contracts, right? Quarterback. If Mendoza is good, Mendoza can get a new contract by end of year 2. If he proves to be a generational franchise leading quarterback in the 3rd year, Mendoza can start working on a contract negotiation. Max Crosby is probably going to get a contract extension. And then you're going to have guys like Genty who are going to want to get paid. In the next 3 years is where we are going to find the core foundation for the Raiders for the next 50 years. I know that sounds crazy. Just chill. Let me explain that. When you look at the Raiders right now, who are the legends that you're thinking of? You're thinking of Tim Brown. You're thinking of guys like Rich Gannon, right? Charles Woodson, Rod Woodson. Since that time, we haven't really had anybody. We only really have Derek Carr, and even he is not a Rich Gannon level. What's happening with the Raiders right now is going to impact the Raiders for the next 50 years. The guys that are going to be on this field, what we are trying to find out in the first year of this new regime is who are going to be the superstars to take us to the Super Bowl in the next 3 to 4 years. And those people are going to become the next Raider legends for the next 50 years. So, for the parents out there, just keep in mind, everything you're seeing the Raiders do right now is going to affect the Raiders for the next 50 years. We're trying to build the next stage of legacy, and that's why my channel exists. I want to be a part of that legacy. So please hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm doing my part. All I can do is make a YouTube video and look good doing it. That's the best I can do. I cannot get on the field. I did play football in high school, but you know, not everyone was made for the big leagues. And I was not made for the big leagues. But the big leagues of YouTube, I am definitely made for that. So please hit the like and hit that subscribe. Any more questions? I'm okay with Max Crosby being like the only main veteran right now. But I also need to remind people that we were willing to trade Max Crosby. And the reason why is this is a rebuild. This is a legitimate rebuild. Even though Max Crosby is back, Max Crosby becomes the de facto veteran of the team, even though he's only 29 years old. See how crazy that sounds? A de facto veteran is Max Crosby. Thankfully, he's great. Max Crosby is a great football player. But we were willing to trade him away because this is the rebuild. This is that rebuild. It has begun with Fernando Mendoza. What do I think about Kane Sloan? Okay, undrafted free agent. Here, let's watch some vids. I don't know if there's much on Clay Sloan, right?